Have you ever shared your dream with somebody and didn't get the reaction that you expected or wanted? And here's this person that has seen the goodness of God in their lives too many times to not react with simple happiness and excitement. Just now I was getting a sermon on Joseph because Joseph's life is just so comparable to many of ours in so many ways, more than one. And it was about detours. But here it was that Joseph told his father and his brother about his dream. It said in Genesis 37, verse 10, so he told it to his father and his brothers, and his father rebuked him and said to him, what is this dream that you've dreamed? Shall your mother and I and your brothers indeed come to bow down to the earth before you? And his brothers envied him. But this is what stood out to me. But his father kept the matter in mind. You see, his father was Israel, or before Israel, his name was Jacob. And back in chapter 32 of Genesis, Jacob tarried with God. He fought with God and had his hip dislocated because he held on to God for a blessing. So here is a man who had his name changed from deceiver to Israel, to God's chosen people, because he held on to God in the night. He fought with the Spirit of God and got his blessing. So he knows indeed that God does supernatural things and he has met God before. But when his son tells him of a dream that God has shown him and how God was going to do wondrous things with him, he rebuked him. But you know what? He kept the matter in mind because you see, deep down, Israel knew that here's a little thing that has God in it. This is more than it sounds like. So sometimes we tell our parents, our dreams, and they're like, no, we don't have money for that. No, I don't think you're that smart. Bless your heart, but I don't think you can do that. Or you tell your friend something and you're like, girl, I think you should try something else. Or brother, try something else because I think you have the goods for that. Don't feel that they are being discouraging simply because they don't like you or they don't love you. Sometimes we allow self and time to let us forget what God has done in the past for us, because our parents, they're always giving God thanks. If you were raised in a family like that, they're always giving God thanks for what happened in the past, but somewhere along the line they may have forgotten that he can do abundantly more than we can even begin to think or imagine. When you bring your big dreams to them that you feel that God has placed on your heart, they will discourage you. But just know in mind, they're thinking about it. And probably when they go to their bed, they're even praying that God does make this big dream happen for you. But with their mouth, they will tell you, what is this? What is this job that you want? What is this dream? What is this new thing that you want to do? Your friends will say, girl, I don't think that's the best thing for you right now. Like, that's too much on your plate. Brother, try something else because, dog, I just don't feel like. Bro, I just don't feel like. But deep down inside, I can assure you that if they have seen the goodness of God in their life in some chapters back, they have it in mind that maybe God can do this thing. But time and the enemy whispering in our ear, into their ear, will cause them to say the most discouraging things. But don't let that discourage you. Keep speaking of your dreams and walking into them, trusting that if God laid it on your heart, he will finish it. He never starts anything and don't finish it. In fact, he cannot. He's omnipotent. He can do everything. He is from A to Z, beginning to end. And if you're that person who has forgotten what God has done for you in the past, reel the pages back a little bit and check those past chapters and remember when you went on your knees, when you cried out to God, when you held on to him and didn't let go, and he blessed you. And when you remember that, please encourage the one around you who needs it. Tell them that if that's your dream and God has given it to you, he will finish it and he will see it through. Be blessed.